Hello, grade 3. It's revision for science. You know that we have studied in this term 4 topics. The first one was talking about adaptation. Lesson number 2 was talking about the respiratory system. Lesson number 3 was talking about light sources. And finally, lesson number 4 was talking about force and motion. Let's start with the first topic, which is talking about adaptation. But before I tell you the meaning of adaptation, you have to know the meaning of this definition, habitat. Habitat is the place or environment where living organisms can live and grow. And we talked about 4 habitats: snow habitat, water habitat, desert habitat, and forest habitat. Okay, this is the meaning of habitat. What about adaptation? Adaptation is the features, body parts. As you know, features, I mean body parts, and changes, behaviors that help the living organisms to survive and reproduce in their habitat. This is the meaning of adaptation. Let's start with the first habitat, and we will know some animals that can live and adapt in this habitat. The first one, snow habitat. Some examples for animals that can live in this habitat: penguins and polar bears. If I asked you about the body cover of penguins, it's feather. Penguins are covered with feather, and also they have thick layer of fat. And if I asked you why they have a thick layer of fat, you know they live in very cold place. So the answer is to help them to feel warm in the snow habitat. What about the polar bear? The polar bear is covered with white, thick fur. White, thick fur. Okay. Why the color of the fur white? To hide and hunt in the white snow. And why the fur is thick? To help the polar bear to feel warm in the cold weather. Okay? So as I told you, it's white to help the polar bear to hide and hunt in snow, and it's thick to help the polar bear to stay warm. Okay? Next habitat, the forest habitat. We have here the black and brown bear, and they are covered with black and brown fur. Okay? Next, it's desert habitat. We can see here the fennec fox. The fennec fox can live in the desert habitat. Okay? And its body is covered with sandy colored fur. Why? To hide and hunt in the sand. Okay. In this lesson, we will talk about only these 3, or we talked about only these 3 habitats. Let's move to the next lesson, respiratory system. As you know, grade 3, that our body consists of group of systems, and each system consists of group of organs, and each organ consists of group of tissues, and each tissue consists of group of cells. So I can say the cell is the smallest building unit in the body of living organisms. And today we will talk about one of the systems that are found in our body. It's called respiratory system. Let's know the function of this system. The respiratory system is responsible for the respiration process. Don't forget this expression, respiration process. What is the meaning of respiration process? It means breathing air in and out. Respiration process means what? Breathing air in and out. And when we breathe in, oxygen gas will enter our body. Don't forget. Breathe in, oxygen gas will enter your body. Okay, when you breathe out, carbon dioxide gas will leave your body. So don't be confused between Breathe in, breathe out. In, oxygen will enter. Out, carbon dioxide will leave your body. Okay. Now, let's see the organs of the respiratory system, and we will know the function of each organ. The first organ in the respiratory system, nose, pharynx, trachea, two bronchi, alveoli. These small circles are called alveoli. Okay? Two lungs, and finally the diaphragm. You have to look at the arrow. Here we are in the alveoli. Look, these small circles. Okay, let's start with the first organ, nose. Nose is the first organ in the respiratory system. Its function: it helps us to breathe air in and out, or the air enters through it to our body. Okay, so the air can enter your body and also can leave your body through the nose. If I asked you, the air can enter your body and leave your body through the nose only? No, this is false. Through the nose and also through the mouth. So you can breathe by two ways. And by the way, this is type of adaptation. Okay, next organ, pharynx. Okay, pharynx, trachea, and two bronchi have the same job. They act as a delivery boys. Just deliver the air from the organ before to the organ after. So we have three delivery boys in the respiratory system: pharynx, trachea, and the two bronchi. Okay, what else? Alveoli. Alveoli are tiny air sacs. Don't forget, tiny air sacs, small sacs full of air. Okay, this is about the alveoli. Two lungs. What is the job of the two lungs? There is an important process takes place in the two lungs. It's called gases exchange. Gases exchange. You will take oxygen inside your body and you will let your body leave. Carbon dioxide will leave your body. Okay? Next, the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a muscle that can move downward and upward during breathing. Don't forget, it's a muscle. Okay, it's not fixed, it can move. Okay, to the right and to the left? No, up and down. It can move downward and upward during breathing. Okay? What is the job of the diaphragm? The diaphragm separates the digestive system from the respiratory system. It separates the digestive system from the respiratory system. And that's all about the respiratory system. Okay? Now, new title, respiration in different animals. As you know, all people or all humans have lungs. They can breathe through lungs. But do you think all animals breathe by lungs or have lungs? No. Most animals have lungs, but some animals don't have lungs. Like fish. Fish have gills. Okay? Fish have gills. They don't have lungs like people. What else? Also amphibians. Amphibians can breathe by two ways. They can breathe by lungs and also they can breathe by skin. And by the way, amphibians are very special animals. Why? Because these animals can live in two places. They can live on the land and they can live underwater. So they are special. And also they can breathe by two ways, by lungs and by skin. So if I asked you, amphibians can breathe by lungs, that's true. But if I said amphibians can breathe by lungs only, no, this is false. Because they also can breathe by skin. And that's all about this lesson. Let's move to the next lesson, which is talking about light and its sources. Okay, of course, all of us know what is light. Light is something we need to see things around us. Okay, if you want to see anything, you need light. Without light, we cannot see anything. We have two types of light: natural light and artificial light. Let's see some examples for natural light. Sun is natural, stars, natural, lightning, natural, and moon. What about the artificial light? There are many types of artificial light: electric lamp, torch, candle, fire, mobile, television, and so on. There are too many examples for the artificial light. Okay? Okay. Now let's know some information about light, or some properties for light. First, light travels in a straight line. Light travels in a straight line. Light can spread in all directions. Don't forget, all directions. So we can use one lamp in the room because light spreads in all directions. Okay, what else we will know about light? White light. White light can split when it passes through the glass prism into 7 colors. This means the white light is formed from 7 colors. But to see these 7 colors, you have to use a tool. This tool is called glass prism. Let's know the 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and finally violet. They are the 7 colors of the white light, and we can call them rainbow. We can call them rainbow. Okay? So to see the rainbow, you need glass prism. Don't forget this word, glass prism. It is used to split the light into 7 colors. Okay? And that's all about light. Finally, the last lesson. It's called force and motion. In this lesson, you have to know the meaning of force and motion. But we will start with motion. What is the meaning of motion? Motion is changing the place of anything. I will change the place of anything, so this means I made motion. So motion is changing the place of anything from one point to another point, like kicking this ball. This means there is motion here. Okay? What about force? Force is what you need to make this motion. You need what to make this motion? You need force. So force is what you need, or we can say it is the ability to change the place. So force is the ability, don't forget this word. Force is the ability to change the place of anything. Okay? Okay. So motion is changing the place, but force, we will add this word, ability to change the place of anything from one point to another. Okay, we have 2 types of force here, push and pull. When you use the push force, things will move away from you. Look, like this picture. He is pushing away this basket. What about pull force? The opposite. When you use the pull force, objects or things will move towards you, near to you. Okay? So push force, the objects move away from us. Pull force, the objects move towards us, near to us. So we can answer these questions in this picture. Here, it's push. Pull. What about this? Pull towards. Push away. Push away. Pull towards. Okay. Now the effect of the force on the object. I asked you a question before. Do you think force always makes motion? Always causes motion? No, this is not true. because sometimes we can use our force to stop things, like this player, he used his force to stop the moving ball. So we can say force can be used sometimes to move an object, like riding a bike or driving a car. So don't forget this word, move. And sometimes force can be used to stop objects, like what? Like stopping a moving ball. Okay? Another question, what will happen if we increased our force? What will happen to the motion? I think it will increase too. So we have here this sentence, increasing the force leads to increasing the motion. Don't forget, increase. The opposite, decrease. Decreasing the force leads to decreasing the motion. So more force, more motion. Less force, less motion. Okay, so don't forget this information. This is new question. What will happen when two forces affect a fixed object? If we have a fixed object like this, and we have two forces affect this object, what will happen? If the two forces are equal or balanced, equal to each other or balanced, the object will not move. We are equal to each other, so the object will not move. Okay. What will happen if there is a force greater than the other? If the two forces are not equal or unbalanced, what will happen? In this case, the object will move in the same direction of the stronger force. Don't forget, it will move to the same direction of the stronger force. And that's all about force and motion. Finally, thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all the best in your test.